What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Fresh here, and welcome back to some more Fresh Falcons talk. You feel me, man? We are here today with another presser, another OTA presser. This is from the other coaches, though. This is from our offensive coordinator Zach Robinson, our special teams coordinator. I think our defensive coordinator will be in here too. So we're gonna watch what they say. We're gonna pick up and see what they got going and see how they feeling about the team and what's going on with them. I'm pretty sure we got Zach Robinson right here to begin with, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna get quite a bit of questions about Michael Penix and his development. But overall, I want to see what they think and how they feel and how they see the team moving along and progressing. So make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and let's jump into it.
Been a great transition. You're only as good as the guys around you, and so we've got a great staff.
Oh, that's our coordinator. Let's get it, man.
Everybody's got their roles.
I can't wait to see what type of offense he brings to Atlanta, man.
Those guys.
I'm kind of excited because like I said, if you've been watching my channel, you know I always say, go watch Zach Robinson's college film. Bro was hell when he was playing for Oklahoma State.
Overall, and it's just been fun to slowly build this thing up. It's hard to believe we're almost, capping this thing off before the summer, but seeing a lot of good progress.
Give me an example of a Raheem popping in a joke or something he said.
I don't know if I can say it on. No, he's always. I don't think I've ever been around Rob. First of all, when he's in a bad mood, or when you don't leave the room and he says something that just makes you laugh. You guys have gotten to know him. Unbelievable, just leader from that standpoint. Always able to make light about things, but also knows when to be serious. So. But there's been so many moments, almost hard to peg one.
For you as a former quarterback, do you find yourself almost pulling back, trying to give them, like, okay, do this, do that, or like, here's some advice that I have? Do you almost try to say, okay, I gotta let someone else do that maybe?
Sure, yeah, that's where, you have so much confidence in TJ and DJ in that room that you coach up the scheme. If you see something, you're saying something, but you're also, you just want these guys to play at the same time and not be thinking about so many different things. So that's always the challenge of a coach is, giving them enough information that they need to hear, but not overloading them with too much information. So I think those guys have done a great job of it, and that's always the balance we're trying to find.
Okay. It seems like the coaching staff. It really seems like the coaching staff is still really starting to mesh together, and that's one thing that is going to be impeccable for our team. Like, if the coaching staff is meshing together and they're working really well together, that should translate to the field with our players working well together, meshing well together, and putting some high quality football play.
A moment that you've been like, okay, I'm really happy with this specific progress, or we've cleared this benchmark.
Yeah, I think.
Up, man. Let me scoot up a little bit.
Before we had the break, we had a couple good practices. Went to Mercedes-Benz, had a great practice at the stadium before that break, and I think, you take a week off and you're able to kind of step back and be like, all right, let's watch all of our cut ups.
I wonder how his baby's doing. He just had, before came out here, he had a baby and stuff. So I wonder if they're doing fine. You know what I'm saying? I hope that everything is going well at home.
Going back to your question, really the week before we had off, it was kind of like, okay, we've got the bulk of the offense in. It's been cool to see everything kind of mesh together with the run and pass game. Still got a long way to go. We're constantly going to be evolving and tweaking and working on fundamentals and techniques. But when I took a step back after that practice at the stadium, you watch all the stuff again last week. You're like, okay, we're in a great spot, and we'll just keep rolling from here.
Had you been in the stadium? I can't remember when you coached against them.
2019.
Okay. So
when I was at the Rams.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was at the Rams in 2019.
That was when Aaron Donald yoked up Devontae Freeman. That's when the last time he been out here.
Atlanta United game.
Okay.
About a month
Crazy.
ago now. And so seeing the stadium empty though was pretty cool. I was like, man, it's unbelievable.
How y'all let him yoke him up like that, bro? That was bull. I just thought about that again. Like, damn, how y'all let him yoke that man up like that?
Back that thing out and get this thing rolling.
last thing I'll ask is Bijan yesterday or the other day talked about how there's been kind of like talk of him being used kind of like a Christian McCaffrey, a different kind of way than we've seen him used in the past. I just wonder what your thoughts are on that, him saying that.
Yeah, I think Bijan's such a talented player. He's going to play running back first and foremost, and then any way we can find creative ways to give him the ball, like the Niners do with Christian McCaffrey, is exactly right. So, continuing to tailor and tweak things,
and that's what that's the way we need to use him.
Football, not just in the dot or in the offset gun running the football, but using his receiver skills without overloading him too much. So I think that's always going to be the balance of it is, hey, you're playing running back, but here's some of the specific nuances that we can get you.
We definitely have that 1-2 punch of the 2016 team of Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman, form of Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. But I like this form of the 1-2 punch better because with Tyler Algier with his running style, he can deliver punishment a lot more. See, Devontae Freeman was trying to deliver punishment, but bro was just way too small and a little too light in the ass to deliver the punishment. Tyler Algier, we have seen him repeatedly deliver punishment to people and it taking down their whole team to get him down on the ground. So that being said, bro, I like this 1-2 punch for real. Got a real thunderous punch and you got a lightning one. Whichever one you want to deliver, you can deliver.
Sorry, I was talking with Drake the other day about like implementing a new system and learning it, how that is, and he said it was like learning your multiplications for the first time. But
he funny.
Like for someone or like for people that aren't in the football world or like just aren't in the football team, how would you explain what it is to learn what a new system is?
Yeah, it's you hear. It's like learning a foreign language. I mean, it really is. In some instances, we've had, like you look at like a Darnell Mooney and Charlie Warner, some of these guys that have come in that are, have already had banked years in the NFL, and so those guys are able to make more sense of it. Drake's still a pretty young player, and there's a few things that maybe it was called the same, but for the most part, it's entirely new.
And he's only been in one system.
Guys got to
last 2 years.
Talk about it in the film room all we want, but those guys got to go out there and do it and actually line up themselves and see what the motion feels like and see what the landmark feels like on this specific route. So the more that those guys can get out there and just do it is better than me sitting up there with the clicker saying exactly how it should be done, and that's always going to be the case with football and really with any athlete out there. You got to go get those physical reps. But in terms of the terminology, we've thrown a lot at these guys, and they've digested it really well. They're playing really fast.
Well, I ain't got to pause to say this. Another thing that really helps is having that monitor out there, so when they run their play, if something was ran wrong, Drake can look over at it and see what he did wrong, and it can be kind of corrected right there and out there on the field.
Does that change your mind?
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to change much. As you're looking at it right now, I think we're going to learn a lot more as we go, but. Might just be like average starting field position and some of those types of things. Maybe you're, changing your tendencies on coming out of the gates on P and 10s and things like that. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see the whole thing play out. But as of right now, if we got more plays, that's great. That means hopefully we're scoring more points, and it'll be exciting for everybody to see.
I think it's going to change it a lot.
Marquise Williams.
It's going to be over 600 more plays in the NFL, which is going to accumulate more yards, which is going to equal to more points. I think it's exciting. Yes, it is unknown because this play hasn't been ran before. I know the XFL had a variation of it, but the way we're doing it in the NFL is a little bit different. And
I'm glad we was able to retain him because our special teams has been really good, and
we're going to embrace this
opportunity. I want our special teams to stay top notch. So keeping him was a really critical, you know what I'm saying, a critical thing.
Momentum. So I think when a guy like Avery Williams or Cordell Hodge makes a tackle on kickoff, our defense is coming on the field. David Onyemata coming on the field hyped up. And
yes, sir.
Back there's a returner. It's an extra hit on that ball carrier. And I think in the return game, having a guy back like Avery Williams, having Rondell Moore, having Ray McLeod, possibly Tyler Algier. We have a bunch of returners that we could put back.
Oh, shit. That'll be, wait a minute. Hey, putting Tyler Algier out there as the returner, that will be crazy. That is a crazy thing to do. Ooh, punishing people on that. Punishing, like, think of his run style versus like a light coverage punt team. He gonna run some people over. People ain't gonna want to tackle him, bro. People gonna think twice about trying to tackle him out there. Yeah, and he got room to build up momentum and really turn into a juggernaut, bro.
We have a lot of opportunities to be.
That's a little crazy. That's a little interesting that he said
We
that.
talk about scheme and all that stuff, but our schemes are relevant when it comes to special teams.
And don't forget D. Alfred too, because D. Alfred was doing a hell of a job last year, returning punts and stuff.
On special teams because it's a collaborative effort. So I'm very excited about that.
Did your phone blow up from your players as soon as the rule was announced?
You know, it was funny. A former player hit me up, and one of the things he told me is like, Coach, some of the drills that we do is just like this kickoff return rule. So we're excited because we could get to use some of the modalities and teachings that we've already been using the last couple of years with drill work and apply this to this new play. So I'm very excited. I'm excited for all of our players, and it's going to create more opportunities for those guys, both on and off the field.
Are they excited?
Oh my goodness, yes they are. So you've asked any of our guys that play on special teams, which is everybody on our team that plays on special teams.
I like this snapback he got on. I wish it was a strap back.
I'm like,
so.
Okay, you just go play a gap in the half, stop the run, go attack the quarterback. But it's fun because our players understand that they get to be on special teams rather than have to be on special teams. So all of our players are excited, and it's been great. We've been working working the drills, working the fundamentals, and at the end of the day, whether you have new rules, new guidelines, new structures, at the end of the day, we're working on blocking, tackling, running the football, ball security, attacking the football, all those things. It's just basic fundamentals. It just so happens it involves a kick.
Were you involved in the process of getting this rule passed? I'm not sure how that worked.
So, special teams coordinators, it's a rare.
I never knew that they had.
Two of us plus the assistants. You add about.
I never knew he even had a hand in doing some of this stuff.
Meetings is very collaborative, making sure that we can help in any way possible to keep this play alive. And I give a credit to all the other special teams coaches out there. Working with Rich McKay has been awesome. Being able to have him in house and talk with him about various things. So I give a lot of credit to the NFL, the special teams coaches, and then the competition committee keeping this play alive.
Yeah, how beneficial is it having Rich in house?
Oh, it's amazing.
Especially for this.
Yes, it's amazing. He's been a great asset to have, and he does a great job of communicating. And again, too, the NFL wants to keep the play alive, and Rich and the competition committee has done a great job of helping out with that.
What was that process
like
of having to go through all the Zoom calls and everything like that to get it approved? Was it something where there's some...
I can't... Oh, so that's not a strap. That's a fitted. Okay, my bad. It's a fitted. I ain't mean to disrespect the fitted caps. You dig what I'm saying? I didn't mean to disrespect. No disrespect. It's a nice cap, though, still.
Because there's an unknown about the play.
It'd have been better if it was a strap back, though.
And the safety, one, keep the players.
That's a side note. I'm really paying attention to what he's saying.
And then also, too,
I'm ready to see this new rule implemented, though, for real.
More value for kickers, more value for core players, more value for returners. And that's exciting when it comes to this play because, you watching the Super Bowl, there wasn't a return. It was first Super Bowl in NFL history where there was not a kickoff return. And that play was becoming dead. And now we were able to bring this play back to life. And we don't know how it's going to look yet. But it's going to be cool to be adaptable.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. That's going to be weird watching the first game, watching the kickoff. And it's lined up totally different and stuff like that.
Put out on the field come this year.
And for you, like you said, no one really knows what's going to happen, right? It's a clean slate. No one's seen what it's going to be like. When you're looking at that, does that excite you? Does it make you nervous? Because it's like almost like a painting, like an artist looking at a paint camera. You can make whatever you want to.
I'm excited. And I tell you, our coaching staff, we're excited. Again, we get the opportunities to first play on offense. When you turn on any game, whether we're looking at the Super Bowl, you're looking at week 1 when we play Pittsburgh, the play starts with a kickoff or a kickoff return. And each and every game, you're guaranteed 2 plays. And those 2 plays is kickoff and kickoff return. So I'm excited about this because it's going to...
That's crazy. Yeah, that's a fact. You are guaranteed those 2 plays.
Players, not just our players, but players around the NFL. And it's going to create extra points. I mean, more points in the game. So it's going to be fun. I'm excited.
You was correct,
It's
family.
unknown,
Extra
but,
points.
I mean, you could have some type of nervousness or angst about it, but for us, we
I
laid down the
understand the
foundation that
concept
we're going
or
to
the
be an
context of
unacceptable
what
team.
you were
So I'm
saying.
excited for those guys come
They
this
do too.
24 season.
And I don't know if that was a problem.
Jerry Gray, how's it going, OG?
Minnesota, we got after quarterback, and let's get after quarterback. And trust me, if you can get after quarterback, the defensive back loves you.
Yes, sir.
Makes their job.
Yes, sir, we do. Yes, sir, we do.
Basically, this style is like just let it rip, just get after him, like make the quarterback get a hit or whatever it might be. Because I remember one defensive coordinator was telling me that like we all look at sack numbers, but also just QB hits are just as important.
Yeah, I mean, to me, we call it.
Yeah, because it speeds up the clock in their head.
And if you could disrupt the quarterback and get him off timing, throw the ball.
And you know they don't want to be hit.
Get him off the spot and do those things. That help everybody else.
And that hit wears them down over time, too.
Back there and pack the ball.
Picking themselves up.
It doesn't matter who you have rushing, you're going to be in trouble in the back end.
You're amazing as always. I could talk to him forever. He's always so great.
Thank you.
Good?
I was asking more.
Yeah.
Talking to some players this offseason, the vibe was, we got Jared back. We're so happy he's been retained. When you hear things like that personally, what's that mean to you?
Dang, is Jerry Gray part Asian? His eyes look like he got a real slant to
I
him.
was there last year. And I know Jesse and those guys understood. Yeah, Jesse played at a higher level, but we're trying to get everyone to play at that same level. And and I think that's the biggest thing, that once our guys understand that my job here is to make you better. It's not to take away from you. It's not to do anything negative of you. It's to make you a better football player and hopefully a better person. So if you're here in Atlanta or if you happen to go somewhere else, you can remember that, man, Jerry did this for me, so you're still looking for that.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't have minded
all right, thank you.
playing for Jerry Gray.
From Mike's perspective, learning all those
TJ
things,
Yates.
learning how to be
Hi, quarterback coach.
pro quarterback.
Get it.
Off the field. Then on the field,
Now maybe he's going to get some quarterback questions. I'm surprised they didn't ask Zach Robinson about Michael Penix.
Everything's going to be a learning experience for Mike as he goes through this
Yep.
progression.
Ooh, I'm sorry. There you go.
How it is. And
There it is right
you
there.
don't really have a time, especially with the rookie schedule how it is. He's not going to have a time to fully sit down and reevaluate everything that happened this year until next offseason. The way it is, he comes straight from a national championship, straight into draft prep, straight into draft meetings, visits, all that stuff, and he comes straight in here, and it's all about ball. So, he's got to do a good job of balancing how he's going to handle these things and how much he's going to learn, and taking his mental breaks when he can, because it's that rookie wall is a real thing. If you don't take your time to step away when you have that opportunity, it could end up catching up with you in the end. But no, he's been great so far. He's been so open to learn everything and eager to learn. He's working his butt off.
How much of a challenge is that for you as a coach, right? Because you go from, obviously with Kirk, a veteran quarterback, you say you don't have to really, handle it as much.
Yeah.
Then you have a young quarterback like Michael, who you probably have to do a lot more as far as, that obviously brings out your versatility as a coach too, right?
Yeah, there's
It's hard to kind of hear what they. Hold up. Okay, never mind. I'm good.
All the quarterbacks are meeting together, then they go lift, and we have time where just the rookies are in there. So you have these conversations with everything. They might be different than the conversations you have just with the rookies. So being able to have these high-level conversations with everybody in the room, because you're talking to a guy that's had so much experience in the league, and then going back and breaking it down into simple steps and trying to make it as simple as possible for somebody.
That's why having a good veteran is important to the development of your future quarterback.
I've been a kind of a veteran quarterback. I've been a rookie quarterback. I've been in different rooms with different guys. I've coached different positions. So you kind of learn from all your experiences in the league of how to talk and teach to different guys.
TJ, I thought it was really interesting when talking with Jerry that he talked about Kirk Cousins, we know is a leader, but he's also a leader with the defensive guys too. Like after a play, he'll go talk with Jesse. Just how valuable is it to see that on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, no, talk about two guys that are so cerebral and have so much experience, that are just watching Kirk and watching Jesse interact from across the ball on plays. And then as soon as the play is done, we have
Playing cat and mouse.
replay.
Playing
So
chess out there, baby. Chess, not checkers.
talking to Kirk,
Chess,
watching some
not
film,
checkers.
Jesse about this. They sit down and watch practice film together, kind of pick each other's brain. That's just high level leadership. That's high level two dudes that are so intuitively into the
Locked
game
in.
that they can pick each other's
Now, I
brains,
like
where it's
this
not just
snapback
like
that he got.
competition
Trucker
on the
snapback
issue,
he
like,
got.
They're both about making each
That's
other better,
fire.
making the team better.
Yeah, because then it's like, what are you saying? What am I missing? And something like that. So when whoever you face, like that, to me, that's fascinating. We were talking with the guys too about the video boards and like some of them getting used to it. What is it like for you? Have you had the video boards before? Did it take you time to get used to it?
I've had them before in previous places that I've been, just one time. But it's a cool tool. You got to make sure you're not watching it too much and staying into practice. But as soon as the play is over, you're like just kind of confirming, did I see that correctly? I may have had him open. It's a good little tool for those guys to have, and you can always go back in between periods and go check out something. It's a great investment that the organization made to put those in there. I think it only can help us.
Only like I think about next week's the mandatory minicamp, the new break for training camp. So what's kind of the final things you want to work on with both Penix and Kirk?
Yeah, just finishing the strong off season for both of those guys. Obviously with Mike, everything's a learning process. We're going to continue to give him a whole packet of information when he gets out of here and make sure he's studying, making sure he's up to date. But with Kirk, it's just about finishing strong. We've made a lot of progress as an offense, as a team, as a quarterback room since we've been here. Since OTA'S and the offseason program started. But just finish that off strong, and I know these guys are eager just to come straight back. We've already talking about the plan coming back when we get to OTA or get to training camp.
Hell yeah. I like hearing this. I like hearing what he's talking about. Him and Kirk, how Kirk and Jesse Bates sat in the room picking each other. That's basically they are essentially the two quarterbacks of each side. Jesse the quarterback of the defense, Kirk quarterback of the offense. You know what I'm saying? So them building off each other, iron sharpens iron, as man should sharpen another man.
And having those types of people, along with being dynamic football players, you have a lot less distractions and you can concentrate on football. So hopefully we'll continue that theme going forward, and we'll put more wins behind losses.
Coach, really appreciate you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Like one of the things that Ra mentioned when he was kind of remodeling that receivers room is that you guys went in. I think you said you guys had like some videos of players that you felt were like the vision that you had.
Yep.
Who were some of the players that you showed him from what you remember?
Well, we have some free agents, and they were.
Dang, y'all getting a little too nosy. We can't share all that.
Darnell Mooney, we can go on and on. Mike Evans was out there for a second. I mean, there are plenty of guys that I can bring up. We just know that for the vision for this football team, having Drake London being the only receiver under contract, we wanted to get faster around Drake. I mentioned to someone else,
Drake can be your big time player. He just needs somebody to take the pressure and loosen up the coverage for him.
So having Darnell, having Rondale.
See, Drake is going to explode this year. I think Drake is really going to break out this year. He's going to really show why he can be a number one receiver. Look at his quarterback play for his first 2 seasons. He's still down there, put up 1,000 yards. Now his touchdown percentage ain't, you know what I'm saying? His touchdowns ain't, been there really like that. But that's another, you know what I'm saying? Another case of poor quarterback play, not getting the ball in the red zone. And then not only that, like we scored quite a bit running the ball, so that kind of took away from him being able to get, plays in the red zone.
5, we're excited about, what can possibly be.
What are your early impressions of Ray so far?
I have a personal relationship with Ray.
Okay.
I had Ray in Pittsburgh in 20 and 21, so I know exactly who he is. I'm grateful for management for, allowing Ray the opportunity to be here. He is a fearless return man, primarily a return man that now gets a chance to compete at wideout exclusively. That doesn't mean that he won't help in a return game as well, because he's really good at that.
But as a receiver, he picked 34? Really?
Themselves in a passing game if they continue to stack positive days and do well. So I'm personally.
And also to say this about Ray McLeod, he really seems to fit in around here, because I think he raps and he's been making music videos and stuff. I really like seeing his personality. I follow him on Instagram and stuff too.
And we have a talented group of men, in this building, and women, throughout the whole, that have done a fantastic job from day one, putting the right people in place in every aspect of what we're trying to do. So I couldn't be more excited. I think, having a veteran quarterback that's seen everything, with a young group of playmakers just speaking for the offense. And if we can continue to stack positive days, it should be really exciting around here.
How do you know when a staff kind of merges together? And you know, of course, there's going to be disagreements to kind of get things together. But how do you know that this is a staff that can work together well? What have you kind of seen?
It's all about communication for the most part.
And that's one thing Coach Raheem Morris preaches, communication and stuff.
Can understand everyone's unique perspective, and then the decision makers make the decision, and we're all going in the same direction, which we're doing. That's how we know we have a pretty good staff here.
Woke up this morning, can't remember nothing. Sleep just flowing from London. Nothing I remember, they calling me daddy. The matchup was covered in money. Went to sleep.